Hi, I'm Patti Geolat, the founder and CEO of Something for Kelly. We created Something for Kelly in 2013, and at that time we weren't real sure exactly how we were going to make a difference. I knew that we wanted to work with kids. We knew that we were obviously working with eating disorders. But as time has evolved, we've gotten a lot more clarity around just exactly what our mission and purpose is going to be. Over the last year and a half, I met with Dr. Cynthia Bulick at University of North Carolina in Chapel Hill. She finished a research project called EDGI. It was Anorexia Nervosa Genetics Initiative. As the name implies, she was specifically studying genetics as they relate to eating disorders in people that have anorexia. Well, now, fast forward to 2020, she is launching what she refers to as EDGI, Eating Disorders Genetics Initiative. As the name implies, it's an expanded research on top of the anorexia study that she was doing. She's now including bulimia and binge eating. Now, this is not just a nature versus nurture kind of a research study. They are studying, in addition to genetics, they are also studying behavioral issues. So this is a survey that somebody would be taking online in addition to giving a swab test or some DNA. And the questions are around, what is your relationship to exercise? What is your relationship to your temperament? How do you feel when you're depressed or anxious? It's a very intensive study that will understand how both genetics and mood come together to impact people that are struggling with eating disorders. When I realized just how extensive this was going to be, and then I found out that this is the largest ever international research that is being done into the intersection of genetics and eating disorders, it was pretty obvious Something for Kelly had to be involved. About a year ago right now, I decided to do some more research on the time that it would take between research and when the research results were put into practice. As I was reviewing the literature, I came to realize that most people accept that it is a 17-year gap from research to practice. That was a mind-boggling statistic for me. I try to say that if this were still 1950, okay, maybe. But not in the 21st century, not in 2020. It should not take us 17 years to get from research to practice. So that was when we really started to look around about what we could do. How could we bridge that gap from science to solutions? And that's when it came upon us that we needed to be involved with EDGI, EDGI.org. We needed to put our efforts, our resources behind this research. So what I would like to ask you is, if this message is resonating for you, if you have ever had an eating disorder, if you currently have an eating disorder, and by the way, you do not need to have a formal medical diagnosis. There are a lot of people out there that have an eating disorder but have never had a diagnosis from a doctor. So if you have, or if you have ever had, and you are willing to be part of this solution that we're working on, would you please go to EDGI.org. If you have never had an eating disorder, but you know somebody that has, or you just care a lot about putting research together with science, then would you make your own video and would you share it with your friends? Share this video. Do whatever you can to be part of the solution.